Good evening. My name is Andre Sadowski. I'm a resident of the Jefferson District. Wanted to address this proposed ordinance from a couple different points of view. I'm the CEO of a little real estate company. I'm also a former sworn police officer with Little Town inside Prince William County. I can tell you that I've chatted with a lot of the deputies that work the road here in Culpeper. Not a single one of them is in favor of this. And I'll tell you why. You're going to have an uptick in noise complaints. At this point in time, we are short-staffed as it is. You keep sending deputies out on calls like this, sooner or later it becomes an officer safety issue. Okay? Prosecutorially, this is an absolute nightmare. There's really no standard. There is no way for the Commonwealth to prove that something actually happened because there's no law enforcement officer there. There's no way to measure the sound. Constitutionally, I have a big problem with this. I also have a big problem with the fact that most of us have had a crazy neighbor or two. Okay? All it takes is a grudge, go down to the magistrate's office, and boom, there's a warrant. I have a very big problem with that. I have here a copy of the Prince William County noise ordinance. It requires a sworn law enforcement officer to run one call and issue a warning. On the second call, they can go out and cite that person. It does not allow private citizens to hold a grudge, go down to the magistrate's office, and drag somebody into general district court. I cannot imagine, with as small as the court system here is, that that's going to be really fun for the judge sitting in that courtroom. Now, as far as real estate goes, the majority of us, myself included, came to Culpeper because we wanted a slower pace of life. We wanted to be left alone. We wanted less governmental intrusion. I can tell you I came here because I wanted a nice place for my three boys to run and have fun. And they're boys. They're loud. There are times when I yell at my new puppy because he doesn't listen. And I can tell you that goes above 65 decibels. Okay? If this ordinance is enacted as it sits, now, I'm glad that you guys took a couple of provisions out. That's fantastic. But I can tell you that it will negatively impact our property values. Because when potential clients I have say, hey, I heard you can get locked up for violating a noise ordinance in Culpeper, and it doesn't even have to be a police officer. People aren't really going to want to move here because that's a massive amount of governmental intrusion. Now, on a personal level, one of the big issues I have, I was informed this morning by somebody that I consider quite reliable that this all arose from a personal noise issue with a wealthy political donor. And this almost got rammed through with nobody knowing about it. I have a big issue with that. Okay? Now, I can tell you that I consider this nothing more than massive governmental intrusion. My father spent 5 years in a camp to get out of a country whose government intruded this way and whose government wanted their citizens to inform on each other. My father came from communist Russia. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you this just because of how I was raised, because of how much I believe in personal freedom. If this ordinance gets passed this way, I will start a PAC and I will fund the people who voted for it. I will fund your opponents. Have a good night. Thank you very much for your time.